Hey there, it's Mia Redrick here, the mom strategist. Now, this is a powerful scope. I'm taking a stand for your success. All weekend long, I've been sharing with you guys, the strategies because I'm taking a stand for your success. Now, my question today is why is a smart girl like you fill in the blanks, right? Fill in the blanks, right? Why is a smart girl like you? Do me a favor. If you're joining this scope, if you're watching it from your computer, please share it on Periscope, on Twitter, on Facebook. It's going to be fire, right? Like this is going to be an awesome, awesome scope. I'm going to keep it quick, but I'm going to keep it relevant. I am Mia Redrick. I am the mom strategist, and I support mostly moms of life and business success. You can always check me out at miaredrick.com for those of you who are new to my scopes. What I love to scope about is how to build a brand of you, how to package what you know, leverage what you know, combine your gifts to be able to monetize what you know passively. I've supported over 602 clients personally. 112 of my clients outside of that are authors, and I support them with, packaging their background, using their education and their gifts to be able to create products so that they can build businesses from the comfort of their home. That's one of the things that's really unique about me is that I am a coach. Hey there, I'm a coach that built her business from home. I didn't build my business on a speaking platform. I built my business from my home, and my background's corporate training. And, years ago, I decided that I wanted to go to work as myself. You're going to love this scope. And I wanted to combine my gifts, my corporate training background, and my love of motherhood into a business, guys. And I wasn't sure how I was going to do it. So what I decided to do was go to my small business resource center to figure out how in the world can I do this. And I was told that what I've been doing for the last 13 years, that no one would ever pay me to coach mothers, okay? All right, I just want you to hear this because hopefully this inspires you if you're thinking of doing something that's unconventional, like mom coaching. It's pretty unconventional, and because of it, that's why I got the advice that I got. But I didn't stop there, okay? I didn't stop there, and I don't want you to stop there. Hey, Sierra. So do me a favor, guys, as the scope fills up, please share on Periscope, on Twitter, on Facebook. As always, I'm going to bring my A game. Thank you so much, Broken Silence, for tweeting that and for inviting your followers. I appreciate that. I'm so glad I didn't just stop there. I actually kept looking for someone that could help me. I ended up bumping into a coach. I never even thought about working with a coach. It changed my life. Her model changed my life. It was the first time I had ever had the opportunity to see someone that was able to monetize passively. And I was like really interested in like this. The coach I was working with, her name was Terry Levine. She doesn't do winter, November, December, and January. She would go to Mexico and run her business. And I was like, wow, this is kind of cool. And while I didn't want to do that, what I did want to do was monetize passively in my business. And I wanted to follow her model, right, and make it my own in the same way. So, and I have done that. Been a full-time entrepreneur for over the last 10 years, doing what I absolutely love to do and supporting other women with doing and building a solid foundation for themselves in their own businesses. I have 3 kids. They are in 5th grade, 9th grade, and 12th grade. And as a result of being an entrepreneur, my kids have never seen their mom work a job, or their dad for that matter. We've always been full-time entrepreneurs. As a result of being an entrepreneur, for me, it's meant that we've been able to, hire a private physician for my husband when he developed kidney disease years ago. And you don't have to have a doctor that has hundreds of patients. You can have a doctor that just has 20 patients and you get a higher level of care. And I do believe that is the reason that Pat did so well when he got his kidney transplant, was because we had put in place systems for him for a higher level of care. Being an entrepreneur for me has meant that we could educate my kids with a world-class education. We've invested over, $715,000 educating our kids in private school, and nobody's gone to college yet, and that's our thing. And and maybe for you, you're looking for options to educate your kids, and that's what I think is so cool about entrepreneurship, is that the choices it provides. But I think more importantly, being an entrepreneur for me has meant that I own my time. I work 30 hours a month. mostly in the evenings, coaching my clients. And, my days are free. I get to do what I want to do. That means I can date my husband. I can spend time with my family. I can pick my kids up from school and drop them off and volunteer and do whatever I want to do. And because I own my time and I built a business that has allowed me to do that. And, that's what I like to scope about, because I know more moms want that. I don't think we talk enough about freedom and how to get free. I think we talk a great deal about, how to create six figures and a sort of a flash cash strategy or a one-time product launch. But the reality is building. I'm a coach. I'm a business coach. And I support most of my clients. I support them with understanding that they are product and how to take your education and your background and your strengths and combine those into a product to be able to sell one-to-many passively. Because that to me has changed my life. The fact that, I've been able to take my background and to be able to serve women literally around the world with my education that I've provided, throughout the year. So that's what I do. Okay. So I'm going to get started with the scope, right? Because it's going to be fire. Do me a favor. If you're just joining the scope, please, please, please share with other people. Or if you're watching the replay, share it. Just share it one time with someone on Twitter, on Facebook, on Periscope. My goal is to support as many women with life and business success. Now, for those of you who are just joining me, I do want to mention that I have an upcoming conference. It's actually a business retreat for moms, November 11th through 13th in Baltimore, Maryland. There is a virtual ticket option. It's going to be awesome. And I'm bringing in entrepreneurs that really are going to teach you how to build an amazing business, literally, because they have done that. And, one of my keynote speakers literally borrowed her investment of $10,000 to get started in business, turned that investment 18 months later into $50 million in business revenue, and later sold that company for $150 million. And what I love about her is that quality of life is important to her. Dating her husband, spending time with her kids, because sometimes we meet people and their example is all money oriented, but, they don't have quality of life. Or maybe it's this person that's rocking it out in their business, but they're never home to see their family. And, and I know that you guys want both. And I want to bring you examples of exactly that. One of the speakers from one of the keynotes that's speaking during the weekend is one of my clients who has Crohn's disease. And she's been able to monetize and build systems in her business while we've been working together to be able to monetize passively. I'm going to have her share that with you, because I know that it'll really bless so many of you who are, and this is what I'm going to be talking about today, who are grinding hard. You've done everything right, but you can't make money unless you are performing, unless you show up somewhere. But there is another way, and that's what I teach my clients how to do. And Marcy's going to share that with you guys over the weekend. Or I also have a former producer for Good Morning America and Dateline, who's also going to be teaching you guys how to get paid, get seen, get heard using media. And I think that's pretty cool, because, what's the value of one media opportunity? It's worth millions of dollars in your business, guys. You can't even buy it, right? That's just one of the things that I've just loved over the years. I've had the great fortune to be signed to Emmy nominated and nationally syndicated shows. I've had the great fortune to, as paid talent. I've also had the fortune to be, interviewed as a guest on national programs and to be an expert on tons of different programs, from local news to national opportunities as well, and print publications. And you cannot pay for that kind of exposure. So she's going to be showing you guys how to do that. And then I'm going to be teaching you guys over the course of the weekend, the retreat weekend, how to leverage what you know, package what you know, the brand of you, what your education, use your education, your professional background, your gifts, into a business that you can set your six-figure foundation and beyond up for, so that you can monetize passively from the comfort of your home. And this is for you, for those of you guys who are grinding hard. You did everything right. So the title of the scope today, I'm taking a stand for your success all weekend long. If you missed the series last weekend, you need to catch them. They're pretty awesome. And what I do during the series is I break down some of the common things that we're dealing with as women all the time, as moms all the time, why we're not where we want to be. Now, today, what I wanted to talk about is, you're so smart, right? Why is it that if you're so smart, why is it that you're struggling, right? Why is it that you don't have, the business revenue in your business that you thought, or you've done everything right. You went to school, you went to graduate school, you went to medical school, you know what I mean, you went to law school, and you did all of these things, right? You made the investment, you wrote the checks, and yet still, despite doing all of those things, you look at your life and you say, this is not what I thought it was going to be. Okay. Maybe you don't get to see your kids as much as you wanted to, or maybe you don't get to date your spouse. You don't get to do any of that because you are trading time for dollars, right? And I'm just here to say that there is another way. And I want to call you out for those of you who believe that, being on that hamster wheel is the only way. I'm telling you, it's not the only way. I have the great fortune to work with so many brilliant and amazing women. So many, okay, who literally, these smart women who have made incredible investments in their lives, or to be able to grow amazing careers, who are running companies, who are running government agencies, million dollar budgets, or they've been entrepreneurs that have made multiple $1 million in their businesses, but they don't have freedom. All right. And that's what we're going to be talking about today. Or what, you're the smart girl that you are, the smart girl that you are. Why is it that you are not living the life that you thought you were going to live? All right. And I'm going to break this down for you. I'm going to tell you why. Number one, the first reason is because you are trading time for dollars. So in order for you to live differently, you have to shift the way that you want to generate income from trading time for dollars to a time compounding model. So Mia, what are you talking about? What I'm talking about is you can easily take the background that you have, the education that you have, the experience that you have, okay? And you can take that background and leverage and package that background into a coaching program, right? Into a consulting opportunity, into a training program that you can easily monetize, okay? And sell to people with a one-to-many model. And until you take what you know and store what you know, package it so that you can sell it, you will always be trading time for dollars. And unfortunately for most of us, as we've gone through school, you know what? I'm guilty, right? As we've all gone through school and learned whatever we needed to learn, we never learned from other people how to build time-rich models based on what we know. So if you find that you're like that smart one and you did everything right, but then you look at your model and you're like, this is not it, right? Because, you can't monetize unless you are out there, sitting in that seat, right? I have a client, for example, I work with who is an anchor woman. She doesn't make money unless she's sitting in that anchor seat, guys. All right. And one of the things that she wanted to do in working with me was to be able to monetize in a way that was passive, okay? That was passive, all right? And she wanted to be able to take what she knew, to combine what she knew into a system, all right, that she could then, leverage her background so that other people could benefit from her expertise, because she has tons of expertise, all right? So I just want to say that to you guys, because a lot of us, we've never ever thought about taking your background and taking your education. One second. And taking your education and leveraging what you know. All right. So that's number one. You've got to come up with a model, all right, that is not based on your ability to perform, all right, and that is based on time compounding models. And you might be saying even more, like a time compounding model. Number two, why is a smart girl like you not doing whatever it is that you need to be doing so that you can realize both life and business success? It is because whenever you thought about building your business, you never factored your life. See, you never thought about the life that you really wanted to live. You thought about the business you wanted to start, right? You thought about the profession that you wanted to get into, but you never really thought about the life you wanted to live. You might have thought, I want to have 2 kids, or I want to get married, but you never thought about what it's going to look like. And I have to say that if you don't have any set intentions in terms of what you want your life to look like, it is part of the reason why what you've created today, all right? Not that it's all bad, so we're not saying that, but meaning it doesn't represent quality of life, because quality of life was never a factor that you wanted to evaluate as you thought about building what success looked like in your life. And so what I would encourage you to do is to go back and start thinking about, what does quality life look like for me? Okay. How many hours a week do I want to work? What days off do I want to work? How often do I want to date my husband? Do something with my kids that's of quality, and begin to ask yourself those questions so that you can incorporate and bring those things into your space. Deal? Okay? All right. And then number 3, Number three is, you may be saying, what's a smart girl like me, what's a smart girl like me, doing, right? Because you're exhausted, you're stressed out, when everybody looks at you, they come to you for advice and solutions, and you look like you have it all going on because, you've got a great house, you've got a great life, you got the car sitting outside, you've got what people say is success, but the fact of the matter is, inside that there is more for you, but you're scared of, here we go. You're scared of what other people are going to say if you decide to do something that's completely unconventional, right? Like if you decide to go for your dream and risk what this dream you thought you created, the thing you thought was going to work, you're afraid what other people are going to think. And I'm telling you that I know this to be true, particularly with a lot of my traditional professionals, medicine, attorneys. When you make that decision after investing in education for a gazillion years, okay? Yeah, a gazillion years, all right? And you make that decision to do something different. And that in saying to someone, I don't want to practice this anymore. I don't want to do it this way anymore. You're going to be subjected to your peers, you know what I mean? The people you've been hanging out with for years saying, why not? Okay? Because they don't speak the language that you are speaking. And I'm just telling you that you need to trust yourself around that and understand that whenever you're creating a transition, you don't have to do everything all at once, because that's a lot of times what we think. But you can literally begin to build the foundation for another business for yourself, right? Leveraging what using your gifts, using a time compounding model, and, without saying all or nothing. Like literally, you don't have to give up all your income, but you can literally begin to transition to create a different business model for yourself, a different business for yourself. And it only takes about 4 to 6 hours a week to really be able to use your gifts and leverage your gifts in that way. And I want to speak to you guys because, I think a lot of times in a lot of my scopes, sometimes that stuff gets lost when you are this professional and you've invested all of this time and energy and money, and it can be a very scary thing to think like, I'm the success that everybody wants. And you're like, this is not it, right? You know what? You're like, this is not it. This is not what I was thinking this was going to be like, right? So I do want to encourage you guys that, if in fact, that's you, I want you to know you can transition 4 to 6 hours a week. And then maybe I'm taking a stand, right? I'm taking a stand for your success today. And I'm saying to you guys, those of you who have worked really hard, you go to work every day, and you're doing work that you thought you would love, but you find yourself stuck between a rock and a hard place, and you're not able to truly be able to grow. You're truly not able to grow your business like you want to. All right. I'm telling you that there is a better way. And that better way is literally to begin to follow what I'm sharing with you guys today on the scope, which is really starting asking yourself some questions about your model, okay, about your systems for living, things that you probably never asked yourself, and for you to know that in just 4 to 6 hours a week, you can begin to transition out. And then I'd say, number 4, the last thing that you need to do is, if you've been saying to yourself, what's a smart girl like me? What's a smart girl like me? What am I doing? 1 second. All right, I'm trying to do this. 1 second. What's a smart girl like me? Why am I stuck like this? Next thing you need to do is you need to work with a coach. All right. You need to work with someone that can, has a proven track record, that can provide you with some solutions on how to package your gifts in a different way. Hey, Celeste, good to see you. How to package your gifts in a different way so that you can monetize them, because they're completely monetizable. And the only thing that's missing for you right now is you just haven't seen a model of how you can take all of that amazing, juicy brilliance. And it doesn't matter if you're talking about your professional gifts, your soft skills, your education, right? Or your background. You can package all of those things into a coaching program, a training or consulting program, in which case you can literally sell to people around the world. And the only thing that's stopping you is the know-how and understanding how to do that. I work with women all the time who are physicians, and that's once I show them the formula on how to do it, they do exactly that. Once I show them how to position themselves and their brand differently to be able to monetize differently, then they know exactly how to do that. The only thing that's stopping you right now is the fact that you just don't know how, right? And when I show you that you are product and that all of those gifts that you have, you can use every single thing that you have. None of it's wasted. It's not, okay? You just need to repackage it in a different way and repurpose it, in essence, to use it for good, one-to-many models with a time-rich way to be able to monetize in your business. So that's what I wanted to share with you guys today. It was a little hard-hitting scope, but I wanted to get right to it because I work with so many women who struggle with that. They have an incredible background. They've done everything right. And then they look at their lives and they're like, this is not what I thought it was going to be. I totally understand that. And I'd love to support you. If that is you, feel free. You can email me at mia@findingdefinitions.com. And I'd love to support you, or at least show you some options, for you in a private consultation, because it's possible. And I think a lot of times we don't think it's possible because the people in your circle or in your network, they're not monetizing that way. They're monetizing based on showing up somewhere. But you can literally take what you know, package what you know, and sell it to people all around the world. Thank you so much for sharing. So I'm Mia Redrick. I'm the mom strategist, and I support mostly moms with life and business success. You can always check me out at miaredrick.com. I'd love for you guys to join my retreat, my upcoming retreat, November 11th through 13th in Baltimore, Maryland. It's going to be fire, okay? We're bringing our A game. I'm going to be teaching you guys how to package the brand of you, how to leverage what you know to build the foundation for a solid six-figure business, and you don't want to miss this. And every single person taking my stage, whether they're a client or whether they're a keynote speaker, is in a position to do so. You can learn about the event at time4mom-meretreat.com, time4mom-meretreat.com, and there are tons of different options by which you can come. So whether you decide you want to attend, get a VIP ticket, there are only 2 seats left, last I checked earlier today, and those tickets are $550, or you can get a standard ticket, which is $400, or you can get a virtual VIP ticket, which is really $297, but on sale until Monday, from $197 until midnight on Monday. 7-day stream access, live stream access to the event, so that you can get really what you need. You won't be able to write fast enough. And the event really is for you if you are smart, you're sharp, you believe in self-investment. If you are looking for ways to be able to, monetize your gifts, you will love, okay? You will love this, okay? All right. Are there any questions for me? Any questions for me? Okay. All right. So do me a favor, guys. Make sure you share this scope with a mom that you care about. And, of course, I'd love to support you guys. If, in fact, you're like, look, you totally shot me square in the eye. I understand. If that's you. If that's you, I'd love to hear from you, mia@findingdefinitions.com. Otherwise, grab a ticket to the retreat. If you're interested in being an affiliate, you can also email me at mia@findingdefinitions.com. And when you sell the tickets to the retreat, you get actually half the ticket price. So I pay you half the ticket price in order to, when you're inviting your friends, okay? So I just want to thank you guys for joining me today. I'm going to sign off. For those of you who are just coming in, catch the replay, all right? Catch the replay. All right. I'll talk to you soon. I'm Mia Redrick. I'm the mom strategist, and I support moms with life and business success. Bye. I'll talk to you soon.